How is your quarterback and outstanding, stellar potential first ballot Hall of Fame offensive guard? How are those guys right now, Coach?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking, Rich. They're doing well. I mean, everything from the day of the surgery until now, a little over 2 weeks later, has gone exactly the way we wanted it to go. So it's all been best case scenario. They're making good progress. We're not at the point where we have not challenged them, so to speak, too hard in the rehab process. So those days are shortly ahead.
Okay, so obviously you don't have the proverbial crystal ball, which is one of my favorite coaching cliches, so I appreciate you not going in that direction. But Wentz, when you talk with him, how are his spirits, man? I mean, because this guy, as you know, has been there and done that with having an injury happen and prevent him from taking an opportunity that he's been preparing for all the time. What's your conversation with him been like, Coach, throughout all this?
Yeah, his mindset is what you think it would be. Like he is on a mission. He is a man on a mission, to get back and get healthy and to help, our team win games. I think he's really embraced this change, this transition in his life. I think it has suited him well. I think this team, this city, is just a good fit. And I think, as I've mentioned before, maybe we've even talked about, it's all okay. I mean, he had a great time and a really good run and some special things in Philly. And, now it's time for the change. And so we're really excited to have him. I think he's doing exceedingly well. I think his mindset is he's going to be back sooner rather than later. But unfortunately, we don't know that until we actually get out on the field and start to get to the point where we can test it and see how it's going to respond.
When do you think that can happen? Do you think that can happen before week 1? Coach?
I think we're going to, I do think what will happen. I do think the testing of it is going to be an ongoing process, like anyone would expect. We'll go out there and in any rehab process, you challenge yourself a little bit more every day. So part of that will start to be field work. Things have been more in the training room and that kind of thing, and now slowly field work will come into play. Doing a few things on the field, moving around on the field, throwing on the field at some level. And as you know, there's a lot of, we could stand here and play catch 10 yards apart, with a cast on your foot. So that doesn't tell you anything. It just tells you that we have to push it and see how it responds as we go.
And in terms of, the backup plan, because again, I made reference to it in the 5 to 12 weeks that, we heard that would be a time frame as to when Wentz might return or how long he might be out. The tested or inexperienced nature of the backups that you have there. What has been the backup plan for you? Just trying to get the kids and youngsters grown up fast, or looking outside the organization in any way that you can share with me?
Yeah, right now all of our focus and efforts have been internal, and we're pleased with the progress. One of the reasons we feel like we can do that is, we felt good about both these guys when we drafted them. We feel like we have a good team surrounding them, so we don't need someone to come in and be a superstar. Sure, you always want the best player available, but we're on a, there's a way we're doing things here and a way we're trying to build and grow this team. And, we feel like the two guys we have in-house right now are making good progress and proving themselves, worthy of that, to be in that, to be as the top two considerations, right? I mean, so there's been no external conversations at this point.
You haven't spoken to a certain high school coach down in Alabama that was your starter last year? Coach, have you spoken to Philip?
No. Yeah, I actually have spoke to him one time, who is one of my all-time favorites.
Sure.
And, he's a special guy. So, but I keep in touch with him all the time, regardless.
Frank Reich here on the Rich Eisen Show. What about Big Q? Where does he stand for you, Quenton Nelson?
Same place Carson does. He's doing great. Obviously, they play two different positions, so what they do to field test it will look a little bit different, but the process will be the same.
And in terms of, head coaches in the NFL, obviously, everybody who's I've met wants to control everything. Control freak is definitely the words that I use. Who was the one who explained to you that it's a 5 to 12 week time frame, and walk you through that process, Coach?
Yeah, I appreciate that being stated like that. I mean, no, I mean, basically, obviously as a team, we naturally don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. We
Sure.
naturally want to be vague. We want to be vague in our answers. Everybody knows that. But that's the range that the two top guys in the country who have done thousands of these surgeries have had guys fall in that range. So it is what it is.
Right.
And there's need for us, right, to go into all the particulars of what makes a 12-week case or what makes a 5-week case. I'll continue to say, I've said around here, I don't mind saying, I think, and I hope we're much closer to the front end and the better end of this range. And with how the surgery went and talking to the doc after the surgery and what he saw in the surgery, very encouraged by talking to our trainers, very encouraged in talking to Carson and Quenton. So, we'll just continue to go down that road.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.